lemon oil. There is some debate about whether you should or should not use lemon oil. Lemon oil has been used for decades by tons of different people, and I've always used it. I've never had a problem. So you can use whatever you want. This is made by Dunlap. And I'm just gonna put some on the neck. Not worried about coverage here, because what I'm going to do is rub it in with the t-shirt, clean t-shirt. If some of this lemon oil gets on the frets, it does not matter. Nope, not at all. If I like the way this guitar sounds, I will seriously think about buying an actual Fender made in Mexico standard Strat neck for this, because I did that for the baritone Strat that I built, and I was very happy with the quality. The stuff coming out of Mexico right now for Fender is, I think, the best stuff that's ever come out of Mexico for Fender. I love that neck. Okay, look at that. Next thing to do is the wiring. What I should do is I should remove these wires, and I should, well, these wires aren't really long enough to reach where they need to go. Anyway, what I should do is not what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do, because I want to be able to easily swap out this pickguard for some other ones, because I want to do some Strat tonal comparisons. I want to do a video where I've got the GFS Alnico 5s and the Amazon Alnico 5s, and then the Fender Custom Shop Alnico 5s, all in the same guitar, like in a future video. In order to do that, I don't want to be messing around with soldering stuff. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an old trick. I'm going to strip out some more insulation from these wires, and I'm going to splice them together, just kind of wind them together. And then instead of using black electrical tape, I'm going to use painter's tape. And so what this is going to do is it's going to make it super easy for me to swap stuff, and it's not going to leave a sticky residue all over everything. Now, for permanent wiring, the best way to do this would be to solder these together with a little piece of shrink wrap tubing. So you put it on here, you solder them together, and you move the tubing over it, and then like with a heat gun you shrink it, and then you got a good connection. But again, I'm not going to do that because I want to be able to swap these out really quickly. So let me get my wire stripper, because I'm going to need some more of this wire gone. Okay, so as you can see, this guitar is pretty much ready to go. I still need to do a setup on it. I don't want to do a complete setup here in this video because a really good, well filmed setup would take 15 to 20 minutes. And I don't want this video to be that long. But I can tell you a few of the things that I've done. Using my string action ruler from Baroque, and there will be an Amazon affiliated link down in the section below the video if you're interested in buying one of these. I might make a dime if you buy it, but this is one you can buy on Amazon, and it's really good, and it's super cheap, super inexpensive. So basically, you use this at the 12th fret, and I like to work in thousandths of an inch, and so I will usually go for somewhere around 0.08 here and 0.06 here. So the treble strings are always going to be lower action than the bass strings because the bass strings are thicker. And then what I also want to do is I want to kind of follow the radius of the fretboard. So by measuring each string as I go, I can slowly decrease the distance, and I can copy the radius. The intonation, I roughed it in, and the intonation is usually going to follow this kind of pattern where you start here and then each string gets a little closer, and then you jump back here on the G string, and then this is closer, this is closer. It's pretty common. I roughed it in and it actually ended up being really, really close. So, neck relief. So for neck relief, capo first fret. Some people will tell you hold down the last fret. Some people will tell you hold down the last fret that's over the body. I don't know how much it matters. 8th fret, I like 10,000ths of an inch. That would be this one right here. And so with a feeler gauge, you should be able to feel the string and the fret, but not really move the string around too much. That's why they call it a feeler gauge, because it's really thin, and so you should be able to feel the string and the fret without making the string bump up. And this is perfect, which is not surprising because I've set this neck up before. I've used it before. All right, so let me break down the table, and I'll hook this guy up, and I'll play through the pickups so you can hear the different sounds. Spoiler alert, it sounds great. Using the camera mic here, sorry. Anyway, oh look, you can see the corner of my room. It's over here in the camera, right here. This Fender poster. Anyway, so there you go. This was a really fun series to make. I really enjoyed putting this together. I'm super pleased with this Partscaster. For the money that I put into this, which was not very much, I think I got a really good instrument out of it. It sounds great. Major props to GFS. Great body, great pickups. And this is a Partscaster in the truest sense of the word. Output jack, saddles are Squier, the trem and the block itself, Fender, body, pickups, electronics, GFS, neck, Mighty Mite, tuners, Fender, and then on the back, the springs and the trem claw came from Squier. So this is the beauty of the Stratocaster. It really is, because you can take all of these different things and put them together and come up with an instrument that sounds and plays great and looks amazing. So thank you very much for watching. At some point in time, I'll do a Strat setup video where I'll go real in depth into how to set up the trem and all that kind of jazz. In the meantime, I very much appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I will see you again next Friday at 5.